Hello and welcome to this All Stops When We Start Talking About It. I want to take a break from the originally scheduled programming. I know I was going to talk about case three, part two today, but um, I'm a human being and this is really hard work for me. I'm having to relive the trauma as I'm telling these cases. And I'm having a pretty severe advocate's fatigue right now. Also, every time I get close to getting anywhere, getting some help, getting some traction, I start getting bombarded with nonsense from the other side. In the last 2 weeks, I've had a rash of fake emails sent to me, people posing as members of the Trump administration, writing me from Gmail addresses with incredibly poor spelling. I have somebody got a hold of my cell phone number, has been disseminating it to people. I've been getting 58 phone calls a day. Some of you are legitimate, but you're asking me for help. And the whole point of my initiative is trying to get help for myself. So I understand that you need assistance from Don Wilson or other members of the 22nd Judicial District. Contact the FBI, tips.fbi.gov. That's the only way that we're going to get help. I can't help you. They will make sure I lose my case. I have one case left. I've been telling you that. We had a hearing last week, an emergency hearing. I had turned in witness tampering, threatening of one of my witnesses, as well as potential theft of my private files. I'd never dealt with that situation, so I did what I thought was best. I filed a notice to the court because there's no rules about that. There's no rules about what to do when something like that happens in a civil case. Hearing started with me getting yelled at for doing that, claiming that I was trying to prejudice the court against the other party, even though I didn't blame the other party for that. I didn't. Then when I asked, well, I'm a little confused. What should I do in the future? The response I got from the judicial officer was, I don't know. There's not a rule for this. So I got punished for an arbitrary rule. And I think that was foreshadowing to tell me what's about to come, which is you're not going to win this hearing. Again, I hope I'm wrong, but I've never had an issue with that presiding officer, that judicial officer, until that hearing. And in that hearing, I was called incompetent 3 times by the opposing party. And the judge let them do it and then seemingly agreed with them at one point. And the reason I was called incompetent was because of what I'm releasing on these videos. That same judicial officer also claimed that they hadn't been watching what I've been putting out, but yet I'm incompetent because I'm putting out evidence of crimes, which is hilarious because that means that that person's been told things about me that aren't true, which is a big problem in the 22nd Judicial District. For some reason, words started to have more weight than evidence. So I'm going to take a couple of days off and regroup. I really hope that this initiative would get me some help, but I need to let you know I've never been interviewed one single time by anybody in the 22nd Judicial District about what I'm claiming. I tried to email them my evidence. I believe they deleted my emails. The fact that my email came through with my name on it was enough for them to believe that I was not telling the truth because somebody told them I wasn't telling the truth. They've spread quite a few lies about me, that I'm some tyrant in the courtroom. I'm some aggressive jerk who just destroys things. Let's sit back and have a reality check for 1 second. What's more likely? A woman who has a handful of cases, less than 5 in the last year, who doesn't live in the area, has wreaked so much havoc that 20 plus government actors can't handle her, or those 20 plus government actors are all colluding together to lie about that woman so their friends don't get in trouble and they don't get in trouble. You decide. I'm just going to say throughout all of this, there's one thing I have to say, which is there's a two-tiered system of justice in Montezuma and Dolores counties. And my clients and I don't belong to the right tier. I was discriminated against significantly, and I can't even afford to sue civilly because I can't afford a lawyer because they destroyed my career. I know I'd win. I know my clients would all win. I've read the laws. I've researched what they did to us. I know exactly what crimes they could be charged with. I know exactly what civil claims we could go forward with. But every single agency I've contacted has listened to the lies of government actors over the words of a private citizen. And then those government actors just continued to put more lies in paperwork. So who are you going to believe? The people who were appointed making official records, or the one person saying, hey, this isn't true, it didn't happen, please talk to me. I'm coming to terms with the fact that they're going to win this thing. I'm coming to terms with the fact that justice is not going to be served, and I did this all for nothing. But I wouldn't do it any other way. I didn't want to have to test the system, but I believe that it still worked, and I'm really saddened to learn that it doesn't. It doesn't work at all. So I'm gonna go take a couple days for myself, reset my brain. I'm not done with this initiative. I'm gonna keep going until they kill me or arrest me, or until justice is served. I'm hoping for the third one, but everything I've tried isn't working. He's doing this. I thank you for listening. I really hope that you guys don't ever let this happen to anybody else again. But I guess it's gonna happen to me. I was the victim of a number of crimes, and I couldn't even get someone to ask me what happened to me. So I had to do it like this. And I've been ridiculed for doing it. They claim I'm emotional. How would you handle it? I'm just curious, is there a more dignified way to be victimized for a year and a half? Because if so, please tell me. I'm doing the best I can. I'm gonna go take time to forget about my life for a couple of days. I'll be back trying to get justice next week. Thank you. Have a good day.